Louisa Gill, 12 years later, on our 52nd anniversary, here you are in this photograph looking all cherry, well suntanned. And look at you today, you're wearing socks. You're wearing socks like a schoolgirl. And you know something, girl? You're right to be reading your Bible, you know. Because the operation I am about to perform on your big toe that you endured in Tobago calls for some skill.
Fresh.
Right? But anyway, what are you reading about there, girl? What are you reading about? Tell me.
I'm reading about David wanting to number the people of Israel.
Okay. Where you got that from that?
Well, he really didn't need to number the people because I don't think God really wanted him to do that because God was displeased. He was thinking of numbers as strength, and it really doesn't matter numbers, but it is faith.
And
But
God
I
on your
think he
side.
was leaning upon his own understanding when he said that he wanted to number the people to go up to war. He would know how strong his army is. But it's really not the amount of people, but God is going with you.
Very nice, very nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So,
You know?
So you're ready to fix up my foot out?
Yeah, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that thought, that you know it is not the strength of man that gives us the victory,
No.
but it's
It
God.
could just be the Lord alone.
The Lord alone can give us the victory. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that we were in the tongue, and you know there was always the threat of this heavy shower, but we were able to come home, thank God, safely.
Yeah, man.
Right. Now this is an operation that really calls for somebody holding this camera for me. But I'm going to try and manage as I have been doing.
Camera and I could put it on you.
Yes, we can do that.
Yes.
And so I have to clean your toe, which you injured in Tobago. I believe it is coming along nicely. Everybody was saying, you know, that we should take you to the doctor. But we got a fantastic solution here, and it's called
Betadine.
Betadine solution. It's especially valuable for diabetics, right? So apart from this, you have to also watch your intake of sugars, right?
Of course, you have to be
Mm-hmm.
careful what you put in your mouth.
That's correct. And what comes out of that mouth, you better be more careful, right? Kind words and, you know, reflecting good thoughts. That's what we want, right? So I am going to try my best to see if I could, you know, operate this thing a little
Flip
bit.
camera.
Not yet, Louise. I wouldn't flip camera because I might miss the message. But let's see if we could just extract this. That's not the foot, right?
You mean you realize that is my left foot, Lance? I thought by now you clean my foot so many times.
No.
I thought you would know it's my left foot.
Can you straighten your right? Oh gosh. Yes, it's nice, huh?
Get down to the job now, boy.
No, wait. You know, it's good to get the patient a little calmer than usual, you know? So it's a little soothing touch that helps the... Hey, you're smiling? You're blushing again? Oh, wait. Easy there, girl, easy. So. Now,
This is left foot, eh?
it's the left foot, good. But let's see if we can get rid of some of the stress from the left leg.
You have to take off the socks first,
No.
Lance.
This, I am dealing with this one first. This here is an antibacterial wipe. Okay? I may not be professional, but I have been having some good results. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but I don't understand how you're cleaning the right foot first.
No. When we get to the left one that has the injury, I will be giving it, total attention. This one here is just a matter of preparing it. You were brave today, to go into Port of Spain and to walk, down in Newtown there. You even went into a certain building there. You did well, and you avoided all the puddles because you can't afford to get your toes wet, All right? So good. This one feels all right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. You still smiling? Huh? You still smiling? Oh gosh, girl Louise. So let's see now, because this is the big moment that folks might be waiting to see. So we're gonna do this thing in slow motion. Off comes your socks. Oh my goodness. You had on this since last night, right? It was well taken care of. But because we had to leave this morning kind of early, pressing matter in town, I couldn't do anything with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, we are going to see what we can do to unravel this system here, this bandage here. It will come off. We will have a little problem because it's going to. Please don't put away your.
No, you're wrapping back it.
I'm wrapping it down. Louise, can you bring your foot this way a little? Right. If you bring your foot this way a little bit, I can see what's going on.
Carrying it.
You know one thing about wives, I will do the same thing that the doctor will be doing. But wives have such great confidence in the medical profession that we husbands are likely to have a lot of problems with the wife. Hey, all of that? Okay, so we're going to dispose of this because it carries a lot of bacteria right now, right?
Why you don't have the bin?
The bin is nearby, but don't worry. This is going to be there. So let's see now what happens here. This is a little troublesome here. Okay? Unfortunately, it's coming off nicely.
Yes, the back bed might be stuck. Watch careful, eh?
Okay. Yes, darling. You wouldn't tell the doctor to be careful, would you?
Yes.
Okay. Can. Okay.
Oops.
Oops. Now, at this point in time, what really happens is that because it's stuck here, the anti what do you call that, sir? The little tube that we use.
You have to soften it with.
Okay, hold on a second there. I was using some of this stuff also, and it's called triple antibiotic ointment. So the ointment having gone on to this bit of gauze here causes it to stick together, right? It's stuck a bit, but we have a little solution to that. Okay. Let me see your face. You look worried. You look worried. Okay. I know Judy T will probably have a lot to say about this and will say how unprofessional Nancy might be, but
Oh no, she can't say that at all.
she can't say that, eh?
Not at all.
Judy, you hear that, right? You can't say that at all because Louise will not good. So what we're going to do now, we're going to place something like this here. Actually, this is Creamery Novelties. It's what was in this container?
Ice cream.
Coconut ice cream.
Yes.
Okay, but this serves
the lid.
That's the lid. Okay, thank you for helping me. The lid. Now to extract this bit of gauze here, I need to soften this up that it will come off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a little shake. Now please don't move your toe, right? Okay. I'm going to drop some of this. This is the recommended thing for. Okay. And at the same time, it's going to soften this, that it will come off. Right? Let me see your face again. You look worried again.
I am anticipating.
No, don't anticipate anything because as long as this is, hold up your foot a little like that, then let me see. Right. The floor is not messed up. Good. So. Take it easy, kiddo. Take it easy. We put a little more of that stuff there. It's going to soften up nicely. Can you imagine long ago in the countryside when you would Louise, be a brave girl, be a brave girl. Look, it's coming off nicely. I don't think we're going to use this gauze again until this toe properly heals, okay? All right, Louise, it's off. Ha ha! It's off.
Okay.
How does it look? If it looks like this and people see it like this, they'll say, oh, that's terrible. You need to go to the doctor. But when this is cleaned off, you're not going to see that, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just use a bit of this antibacterial wipe first to just clean here, right? Clean.
Not on the cut, yeah?
You tell me that from day one, and I know what I'm doing, Luis Batiste. Right? Okay. Folks, you might think that this looks pretty raw, but it does not. It is not really bad. Right? This was a gaping wound. It really looked pretty bad. But since everybody knew about this and we wanted to not, alarm anyone, okay, we didn't want to alarm anyone. We're going to put a little more. Please bring your foot there a little. Okay, Luis, we're going to go again. It's going to run a bit down slowly. Okay, you might think that's blood, but it's not blood. Okay, I would not be using this, but again, that is dumped. Would you mind tearing off a little bit of this again for me, will you? Oh, mommy, that's bursted right there, darling. Good girl. Thank you very much. Okay, so we go back here again. Can you lift that toe a little? Right. Good. I have to let this dry a bit so that when I apply the... Louis, your foot is under stress. Just relax your leg a little. Okay, I'll tell you what. Hanging like that is not going to do you any good. Wrist, put your...
Look, someone thing on your finger, yeah?
What's that?
The medicine.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I'll get that off. Right, let's clean inside of there. Right away. We're not going to use that gauze again for a while. I want this thing to air out a bit.
Oh, it's little good.
It looks pretty good. It's just that, instead of there being dark with the solution, one might think the cut is gaping. But are you having any pain? No, I can't hear you.
No pain.
No pain. Relax. Yeah, and now that you have life in the toe, right? Don't stress it out too much. You don't want it to fall off. Right? Let it dry a bit. You see, the problem is that to stitch this here would really be a problem. I can't understand why in the first place it burst at this point, right? I don't know whether when you fell, your toe got caught on the rough surface.
No, my slipper was on.
Your slipper was on still.
I think the slipper got bent back.
And with that
When I bounced, right?
Right.
And went forward. I think the slipper would have done that.
Okay. Peel back.
Yeah, backwards.
Yes.
And that's how it burst.
And it burst like that. Oh, that was terrible. It's the first time I've seen something like that happen. So what you need to do is, folks, don't be alarmed. This color in here is absolutely improved. All here was very red. I know you'll have some concerns because Louis being a bit diabetic, you might feel, oh my, this girl needs to go and get this toe looked after. Relax, Louis, relax. I'll do the same thing to you. Right? Relax. Now what I'm going to do here, Shanta and Tony brought some of this antibiotic. Can you open it for me, will you?
Shanta and Tony brought that.
They also brought a. Can you open this,
Betadine.
please?
Like they almost knew that I would be.
Yes, they brought this stuff for us too. This betadine product. It was first mentioned by one of our friends in Mova area, and we asked them if they could bring this, not knowing, of course, that this
It would be so soon needed.
situation here, is going to be immediately used. So we gotta be grateful that the Lord knows everything up front, and therefore He sees and knows everything really. Come back this way, will you, please? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, can you lift your leg a bit? I'm going to apply some of this ointment here. Right? I'm going to apply some of this ointment here. Take it easy, Louise. Right? I should have had, ideally, a Q-tip, but I don't.
Yeah, just wipe your hands.
Yes. That would not be a sanitary job, however. But sure, can I tear off a bit there? I'm going to wipe my hands. Take it easy, Louis. Don't bend back too far. Okay, I have wiped my hands. Can you raise your leg just slightly?
You should put on the gloves.
I don't have Q-tips. That was a terrible mistake. What gloves?
And my handbag, I put some gloves.
Gloves? You have gloves?
Mm.
What kind of what's the word for it? Sanitized gloves or something?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. But is that safe to use still?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
But just as a sanitize your hand, just use your finger, yeah.
Just use the finger. Okay, Louise will trust me that I will not infect this too. All I want to do now is to get this ointment just here. I can feel that the scab here is, it's getting there. Of course, I can tell that some people may not be happy with what they're seeing here, but so far we're doing pretty good. And like I said, this entire foot here was all red. All here was red, the toe was red. But the solution and the antibiotic cream is not going to be an overnight job to get this healed, because if you had seen it at the first instance, you would have recognized that it was bad. So, Lou, that's what we're going to do for the hour.
Yeah.
You just...
Thank you very much, darling.
Yes, you just...
I'm very grateful for all your kindnesses and your tender loving care. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Married life is about give and take.
Married life is about give and take.
Today for me, tomorrow for you.
You've been doing pretty good with me, eh? I tell you the truth. You have been doing a wonderful job of caring for me.
So,
that is the course of life.
yes, we have to be there for each other.
Yeah.
Through thick and thin.
Through thick and thin.
Swollen and cut.
And marriage is not about towing the line, eh? It's not about towing the line. It's about really, it's okay. Don't do it too much. I wouldn't.
Okay. Marriage is about towing the line.
Towing the line?
Yes.
No, man. Towing the line sounds like, is an oppression there, man. Tow the line. Fall in line, No.
Okay.
No, I like the pun on the word towing the line, but we're not going to do that. It's going to be about love. It's about love and tender care, I mean, when I look back at this photograph here, we didn't know 12 years ago. A lot of things have happened in those 12 years. But the fact is that I believe I still have that cherry look, and you still have that. What kind of look, girl?
Contented.
Contented look. I was checking out something there about some things on marriage, right? And Google has a lot of stuff on marriage, honestly. A lot of the stuff rather that we have, we talk about. I was so happy that we started off our channel talking about love. I remember one of the first things that we did was the promise ring. Remember we did that about the promise ring?
Yeah.
And we were saying that we didn't know such a thing existed in our day. And someone said, these promise rings are expensive. And so that was when it took off. But a lot of things afterwards, I've been trying to see if we are really, in touch with what marriage should be. And I am so happy that we touch on many things that, people can search Google and find.
Yeah.
And interestingly, when we were in Icacos, you and I remember stooping. You also, you remember that? We were in Icacos, and we were in the sand, and I was tracing our years in the sand when we had
Yes.
gone to Icacos. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Now I see that they're posting something called, you must have what you call a love map. You must
A love map.
a love map, okay? Which is precisely what you could say unknowingly we were doing.
Well, it's natural, with us.
That's the thing, you see?
It's natural.
It's natural, right? So, but the love map they're speaking about has to do with your likes and dislikes, finding out what are your likes and your dislikes.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us, right?
Well, that's where communication comes in.
Uh-huh.
When you communicate,
Mm-hmm.
your partner will find out what you like and what you don't like. Okay, take for instance, you might be doing something that I don't particularly like. We talk about early marriage, before you know likes and dislikes.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, I like to use a simple method of squeezing the toothpaste.
Okay.
And some people squeeze the toothpaste from the top. Some squeeze it from the middle. But there are some stickers about toothpaste should be squeezed from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always tidy. And then you're able to utilize all in the tube. Because you keep squeezing at the bottom. And you're coming up. Right? Now, for some people, that is a upsetting thing to see a toothpaste not properly squeezed from the bottom. So let's say you get married and you are one of those people who are a sticker for toothpaste must be used from the bottom. But your partner accustomed to squeezing it anyhow. Right? And every time you go to use this toothpaste, you are angry that, look at, and you will fix it, and you will not say anything about it. And you will fix it, and you will fix it. And then one day, you'll be so upset that you will say to your partner, why don't you ever do it right? And she would be, or he would be like, what are you talking about? Because you never let the person know that that is something that upsets you, or you don't like it.
So if at that point the person says, but what is the big thing about this? Or should I just acquiesce and say, okay, I will do it your way? Is that forced subjection?
Well, yes, it will be. It will be because the person doesn't think what they're doing is wrong at all. But meanwhile, it's upsetting you. Right? Meanwhile, it's upsetting you. And you did not deal with it until you got very frustrated. So, but had you mentioned earlier, I noticed you squeeze the toothpaste anyhow. And it upsets me to think that it looks so untidy. Well, to force that person to say, do it your way, it will be like control.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you all could talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what was happening there is that your partner was going along life's merry way, not realizing he or she was aggravating him. So it's important to know what your partner like or don't like. But how would you know if what they like and what you don't like if you don't talk about it?
But you know, we all have idiosyncrasies, eh?
So
We all have these little peculiarities.
yeah, yeah,
I might kick your shoe from you know, you leave your shoe. You may squeeze the toothpaste the correct way, but you leave your shoe somewhere.
right.
That is an obstacle that someone could trip, right? So I guess really what you're saying is right. You know, we need to find out a little bit about each other and see how we can cope.
Yeah, you're not saying you're going to make that person do it your way because that is definitely control,
Definitely.
you know. But you need to talk about it and come up with a compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to try to remember, you know. So if you now talk to me about it and I say, okay, I understand, I'll try to remember. It doesn't mean I'll remember tomorrow and I'll remember the following day. But I will eventually, you know, if I could recognize, well, what you is upsetting you is something that I can improve on. I will try to think, but if it's something that just being trivial, that you just being picky
Yeah.
about, then, you know, because everybody don't do things the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I heard some years ago, a young woman was living by her mother-in-law, and she said, you know, she will hang her jerseys up on the
Color.
collar,
Mm-hmm.
on the shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and the mother-in-law will go outside and turn everything at the bottom. Now that is control, because that clothes going to dry, whether it hang from the tail,
Come in, come.
whether it hang from the tail.
Come, Sarah.
Policy my helmet anyway.
Yes, it's on the side of the house.
Alright, good, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm coming back, eh?
Okay,
Oh, we're
good.
not.
From there.
All right, very good.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yellow.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me, but if you tell me, if you tell me that if you hang it at the shoulders, you're going to stretch it, and I can see if you are going to be teaching me something
Right.
to improve
Right,
me.
right, right.
Because sometimes, really, if you hang a jersey, I think at the tail, it can stretch the bottom too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Or put
mean?
it on a hanger.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if what it is, but things should not really be aggravating you so much to cause you to
Be
blow your
uncivil.
top off.
Uncivil, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Unkind.
Yeah, but it is good to know likes and dislikes of your partner.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But you know, Louise, I think that it is so more profitable to remember to observe the happier things about your partner, you know.
Of course,
You know, if you focus
on faults.
on faults, you'll never see the positive side of that person, you know.
No. If I tell you what you look for, you will find.
Yes, of course.
In marriage, if you are looking for faults of your partner, you will find them.
Hmm.
But work with what you have.
That's what Santa was saying a while ago when he cooked the corned beef and the rice.
You work with what
He
you
said he
have.
opened the cupboard and he's going to work with what he has.
Yeah,
And
You
it turned
work
out to
with
be
what you
quite a
have.
good meal.
yeah, exactly.
You know, nobody's going to say, well, you know, the guy cooked corned beef and rice. Why did he put a steak instead? But we don't have a steak.
But there's still beef, crushed beef.
Crushed beef. So work with what you have and enjoy
Yes.
what you have.
Yeah, because it's a package. When you marry someone, it's a package. I always like to think about that. And in that package, it have good, bad, otherwise, ugly, pretty, everything in that package.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what you do with your package.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because nobody is perfect. No man is perfect. No woman is perfect. But you work with what you have, and as you say, you focus on the positives in the person,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you utilize their strengths,
Mm-hmm.
not criticize them about their weaknesses, but in the areas that they are strong, you utilize, and vice versa.
Yeah, that's great. That's
Like
great.
you could sweep out better than me,
Yes.
so you became the main sweeper man.
I'm the minesweeper. MIN. Yeah. But let's go back a little bit now to this love map. Let's focus on our love map
Mhm.
when we met
Yeah,
and we journeyed along certain routes. Okay,
yeah.
the route of enjoyment with each other. We passed the day up Abercrombie Street, and you said, "Hey, Saiur restaurant. Remember, it's right up there." So that love map would have taken me up the steps into a restaurant. And how much we used to pay for that meal?
$10.
$10, eh?
1970.
What? 1970, yeah?
$10, and you're getting a bowl of chai su kai fan.
Uh-huh.
That is fried rice with and I could never remember the name of that bread pork, roast pork.
Okay.
You remember that name?
No, I'm
Somebody the other day reminded us the name of it.
Chasu?
Chasu pork
Chasu pork.
and chicken Chinese style
Yes.
was $7 for the bowl, and we will buy a quarter portion of chow mein
Mm-hmm.
to make the meal complete. So that was $10. So the time you buy juice something might have been $12.
Yeah.
But the meal itself was $10. And then when you have extra money, we will do a steak. The steak was $10. Nice
Mm-hmm. Juicy
sirloin
steak.
steak.
Yeah.
$10 with fries and a salad. Well, that is when we rich.
And then we passed in front of the Treasury, that wonderful building there.
Yes.
I don't know if they're neglecting it. You know, that wonderful building.
Yes, with the marble.
Yes, on if you're heading up Edward Street to the right side of what used to be Guardian Life, where you worked.
Yes, and I said, my, look at that, it's a car park now.
Yes, girl, imagine that, eh?
Yeah,
Guardian Life building is gone.
yes.
How many young Trinidadians would never know
Yes,
that Guardian Life building was there?
yes.
Huh?
And you remember when the guy gave me the lift?
Yes, I remember. Okay, let's take that map now and follow something here. So I have come there. Was it a lunch hour? I'm taking you back to your office, right?
Yes.
So we get into the elevator, and you know, as a young man, you say, "Well, I want to steal a little kiss here, right? I'm gonna steal a little kiss." You know what I mean? We're walking in a park, holding hands in the dark, but I'll steal a lift. I'll steal a kiss in the lift. Put my arms around you.
And the guy ran quickly
And this guy-
opened the elevator.
And here I am, you are in my arms in an elevator we thought was all our own. Right? And he doesn't know whether to come in or to stay out.
He said, oh my, I'm sorry. He said, come in, don't worry.
Right? It looks so intimate, you know.
I could see the little fella. I was an elderly man, but he was a small-bodied guy,
Yeah.
and he worked in Guardian Life
Yes.
downstairs.
Downstairs, yeah. Yeah, so you see, the love map is taking us back, right? And what do you used to
So
do?
what else they say about the love map?
Well, no,
I
well,
didn't know what you're talking about.
well, you know, it was the same ideal thing, but I'm taking a different course on this love map, you know.
Yeah.
I'm journeying around our married life, our single days and married days, okay? Now, in front of the Treasury, there was a man who used to be selling what?
Postcards.
Postcards.
And sometimes like he will kind of, like the tourists, he will kind of trouble them by saying, you want a watch to buy?
Okay, that was a common thing in Port of Spain, eh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I watch that will tick only as soon as they bought it.
And he will tell you, so Mika, you know, that is OMECA, it is OMECA. Omega.
Yeah. That was great. That was great.
Yeah, and Tourist Annie.
Tourist Annie.
Tourist Annie dressed up in a big, nice, flaring skirt with can and flowers all in her hair. And she used to sell flowers, I think.
I don't know if she sold anything, you know. She used to just be a flamboyant character around town, you know.
So tourists will give her
I
a
don't
little
know.
tip or something.
I've never seen anybody tip her. I've
Yeah.
never seen
But
her.
Tourist Annie, man, she was a noted character. And there was a man downstairs, Guardian Life. He used to be like, if he's a soldier, marching. You remember him?
I think so. How he was dressed?
She was dressed like in brown. And he will be marching from Guardian Life entrance on the side of Edward Street there. The main entrance was in front,
Right.
Independence Square. But there was a side entrance.
Right, on Edward Street.
On Edward
Yes,
Street.
I remember that. Yes.
And he be marching from there to the Red House.
Ah,
Yeah, boys,
Yeah,
well
this-
characters, you know. And you remember the man who used to sing in the square?
oh yes.
What he used to be singing?
You mean throughout the
Throughout-
lifeline, throughout the lifeline? But that was long years before I met you, and I was still in. I just gone to Tranquil.
Oh, I know you always tell me about
Throughout
it.
the lifeline, throughout the lifeline,
Someone is drifting
drifting
away.
away. He was a blind man, but I tell you, from one end, you know where that part by Abercrombie Street is, right, and Knox Street.
Yeah.
And if you take that diagonal from Frederick Street coming across, and there was this big fountain in the area with statues with birds and whatnot.
Right.
And that man used to be singing, and I tell you, it's amazing how you hear things, you see things, and later on they are precious to you. But at the moment, you're so busy with your life and so busy
Yeah.
with commitments that they don't register consciously,
Yeah.
but they are there.
Yeah. And your brain just pull it up later. Now that wasn't part of our love.
No, but it's part of
Your-
the map anyway that is
your
taking
map.
us, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk now about,
But
know-
that too, you know, Lancy.
oh my, that's my, oh my. Where's that to? Come, where's it? You putting pressure on it, huh? Oh man, it's settled nicely. It looks quieted. Like I say, folks, that little area there that looks kind of dark, you might think
That's
that
the medication.
that's the medication that is in there. So fear not, the toe is doing well, and the foot is looking well.
Now when I said watch that too, what I meant was take care of your hand, hit it, you know.
Yes, I understand what
I
you meant by
didn't
watch.
want
You know the-
tampering again.
You know the English language is watch that too, so I gotta watch it now, No, I gotta be careful,
Be
yeah.
careful.
Okay, that's fine. So let's go back. So now I'm in Cora here, and I'm anxious to get down to Port of Spain because I'm gonna go to work for 2:00. But I can have us a little hour with Louise, and we will go. There was a place called Hawaiian Eye too, didn't we go to that?
Yes, yeah.
Hawaiian Eye. There was somewhere also on Henry Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are a lot of Syrian stores. I guess they still exist on Queen Street.
Yeah. They used to walk through an arcade.
You remember the arcade?
Mm-hmm.
That was not Frenchie's Arcade?
Frenchie's arcade, yeah.
Yeah.
And they had Frenchies.
You mean what, French fries?
No, but they didn't have a little eating place named Frenchie.
That's correct.
But it was fries.
They sold hamburgers and fries, I guess,
Yeah.
and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Sports and Games was in that same arcade around
Yeah.
that period of time, right? In the Ghost of Cora, I had a lovely little sequence there where Eusebio will meet with Cromwell,
Mm-hmm.
and in that Frenchie's arcade,
Right.
And even when doing that book, The Ghost of Cora there, I was thrilled to kind of put myself back in time, to feel the atmosphere of all these tables being, occupied, and there was a counter and the stools were there.
Mm-hmm.
Ah boy, it was a good time in Trinidad, So I would meet you, we go to Saiwu, we go to Hawaiian Eye, any place else you remember?
But Saibu's was the more popular one we would go.
Because it was closer to your workplace, huh?
Yes.
Because you had only 1 hour, eh?
Right.
1 hour to hold hands, 1 hour to eat with the hands, 1 hour to walk back to your workplace.
Yeah, so we couldn't go too far out. You know.
Couldn't go too far. But what happened in later life now? I would meet you with the car. We go up into Maraval for a roti.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that man who sold roti?
Real good roti.
So I guess this is the trail of the love map, because it is not only what doesn't appeal to you about your partner, but specifically what appeals to you about your partner. I think that's what we need to harp on.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what makes marriage valuable. What makes it work,
And what you really liked about the person,
Precisely.
you know, what you appreciate. That, okay, like for instance, you know, like I always appreciate your sense of humor.
Mm,
But if over the years after I became too serious in life to take life very seriously, and you know life is serious, you know we have 4 children and we can't even make a joke anymore, then it means that you have lost your map.
mhm. They've lost the trails on the map,
That's right, because one of the things is your sense of humor that made you laugh and enjoy life together. If the partner lose sight of that love map, you will become kind of stale, you know.
You remember even when we traveled to Icarcus, you know, the fun we had in Icarcus. You get to Point Water. In those days, I wasn't driving,
Mhm.
but we could go into the roti shop down there, in Can's Roti Shop, I think it was.
Yes,
Huh?
yeah.
Precious moments, eh?
Hmm. And you remember the first drive down when you're going down to meet the family. And I got in the car. Somebody was on the left side. I got in the middle, and you got in. And when you got in, somebody else got in on top of you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this guy sat on me and I said, "What's this is how you do it down here?" You know? But it wasn't it wasn't offensive, huh?
No, that was the real life.
Yeah,
And
that was the way of life long ago, and you tolerated things. You see,
tolerance
is another
is
aspect.
very important, to be tolerating things.
Yeah.
You don't be picky about everything. I always say you don't catch every ball that is thrown at you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to explain everything.
Mm-hmm.
But in times when clarification is needed, you clear the air.
Yes.
You need to clear the air if there is a misunderstanding. But try to be thick-skinned and not be sensitive about everything your partner will say to you. You think they're putting you down and they're finding fault with you. That could lead to a lot of problems. And you see it even in older folks, you know. You
Yeah.
see it even in older folks. I would say early in your marriage, if you find yourself putting on your partner, pull yourself together and realize that is disrespectful.
Yeah.
It is very disrespectful, you know, when you to put down your partner. Even if something happens, when you get home, you tell the person, you know, you did so, and that is really not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you need to sometimes pull up each other, you know.
Yeah.
But it's how you do it and where you do it. You know, quietly. You know, you let the moment pass. It has happened. It was not pleasant. And you come and you say, after, you know, you did such and such today, and that was not a good thing. It's not ethical to say things like that or to do things like that. That's important in a marriage too.
But you know, Louis, another thing too. Sorry, did I jump you there?
No.
Sorry, darling, sorry. But you know, another thing too, when I worked at the Catholic News, and the paper would be, you know, completed, and I remember one day asking you, would you mind if I brought home 1 or 2 guys from the Catholic News, the printry,
Yeah.
and we would do a little pilau?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you had the background to say yes,
Mm-hmm.
because it's something that exists in your family, and therefore you had the background. If you didn't have the background, you would have said to me, what nonsense you talking about letting people come here, right?
Yeah.
What nonsense is that? You know, people, strangers come into our home. And I suppose it is this background that will allow even, even Mr. Lasana inviting his friends here, and there is no objection, right? As long as, of course, everything is in order.
Yeah.
But just the idea of, okay,
An open home.
an open home. I remember when I asked you, hey, listen, Noel is coming, Jeremy is coming, what's the old man again from Belmont?
You wanted to make pepper sauce with peas?
Yeah, pepper sauce and peas and the little kind of
Sour cherry.
sour cherries. Oh gosh, I've forgotten his name.
He died, eh?
Yeah, he died. Noel, poor fellow, passed away too. But that evening we came home, and you had a lovely pilau, and you didn't ask me any questions about the men background. You didn't say, are they worthy to come in the home? You trusted me.
Yeah.
You trusted my judgment about friends
Yeah.
who were acquaintances, right? And it was something I valued tremendously in you, that you could allow this to happen, right? So we're following the love map, eh?
Right.
We're following the love map, okay? Now, this is something that exists with your family too. You go down to the carcass and your brother's homes, your sister's home, they're open. And this is something, to have an open home is quite a challenge for many people,
Indeed, especially now.
right? People feel they can't trust anybody coming to their home. Rightly so, you need to be on your guard. But
Yeah.
the fact is, to have an open home, listen, to have an open home is something you have to even pray about, eh?
Yeah.
Because not everybody favors an open home.
Yeah.
But if you have it, and it's working for you, it's a good trail on the map, so to
Yeah.
speak.
But I am very much aware now that you have to be a little more careful.
Hmm. Of course, times are different,
Times are different,
Times are different.
Yeah.
But I am following the love map still, eh?
Right.
So where are we now?
Well,
Okay, let's follow that love map up into Kumana. Remember when we went with Franklin Batiste? And he said that we were overnight in a little room, and it was a real squeeze, eh? It was a squeeze, right? But it was enjoyable. We were taken out of our environment,
comfort zone.
our comfort zone, but we were comfortable in this accommodation,
Yeah.
right? It was touring the country. And I suppose that's why your children like to go touring too, because it's something that was in us that is passed on.
Passed on. That was their lifestyle.
It was their lifestyle.
And it's what your teacher trained is what they would know.
That's correct.
Definitely.
That's good. That's really good. So our love map took us to Tobago for our first honeymoon. Good?
And then we have had several others.
Several others. But let's go back
Especially this year.
this year.
This
So let's
year.
go back now to the very first time in Tobago. Here we are with a Renault, this little French car,
Yeah, we rented
and
a
we
Renault.
picked up another married couple on honeymoon, and we're touring Tobago, going as far as Charlottesville with this little car that we rented. Huh? And I had my bell-bottom pants on. You remember that? Bell-bottom pants?
It was in style.
Well, it was in style, a big flared look. You with your big sunglasses on. Huh?
And that's in style still, eh?
Yeah. All up on Fort George. But we were enjoying ourselves. And it's quite fantastic that 51 years later, to that 1 year, right? That we are still enjoying the trail.
Yeah.
Still enjoying the trail.
Life continues according to the map.
According to the map, life continues. Yes. Then that love map took us to Canada, right? It took us to Niagara Falls. We walked along the boardwalk all the way down. A raging torrent of water on our right, and we're going down the boardwalk.
That was nice, eh?
That was
I
great.
mean, it was kind of, you know, it's, what shall I say about Niagara Falls? It's mystic, but could be scary for some people, you know.
Yeah, the
I
overpowering
mean,
thing.
it wasn't scary for me because I love water. I never thought of jumping into it though.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
conscious enough to know don't jump, Louise. But they said there are people who jump into Niagara Falls, you know.
There's a kind of magnetic force when
Yeah.
you stand there watching all this water pouring over the, the edge,
Yeah, all
thundering
the,
over.
the cliff.
I don't know. I felt it, eh?
You felt it?
Yeah, not to commit suicide, of course.
Yeah.
But I felt it when I stood there and I watched all this water. It's kind of hypnotic,
Okay.
right? And I guess people figure that they could, maybe if I jump, I could survive. Let me try that. Of course, that's an error.
Yeah, that's
Right.
kind of insanity, man.
Yeah.
I love water, but I can't jump in India at all.
You remember the little fella who went over there with a boat? He
Yeah.
went over, they were up the river,
Yes.
and eventually, and when they rescued him, they asked him, what would he like? He said, a glass of water.
All that water he didn't drink any.
I said, tell you how dry his throat was.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Then we went to Ripley's. Remember Ripley's? We
Yes.
enjoyed Ripley's together.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a little tired now? You want me to
No,
stop?
no.
Okay.
Might be the coldness.
Okay, good. So Ripley's was quite interested. You saw some
Believe
fun.
it or not.
Believe it or not. I used to be part of the evening news, a little section there.
Mm-hmm.
Ripley's Believe It or Not, the fantastic thing that people do.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Ripley's. Yeah. What about Venezuela?
Venezuela is a place of a difference, boy. Even 20 something years ago, going to Venezuela, in 1 hour time, you could land in a country that is so different to Trinidad.
Mhm.
1 hour away, a different language, different culture, different people, different music,
Mhm.
and getting onto those bus for 13 hours and riding all night is quite an experience. Because only Spanish music in your head, man, you can't even sleep.
Yes.
Hmm.
And Maracaibo, you remember Maracaibo?
Hot for so.
Yeah, hot for so. Yeah.
And you remember when Lyndon went on the ice ring?
The ice rink. I don't know why you were so daring.
Lyndon going out there, man, on the ice ring.
And when he got to the furthest point, they blew the whistle for everybody to come off.
And all Lyndon doing is walking around the ring and holding on.
And people began to boo him. But he wasn't phased there.
Nah, Lyndon don't be affected at all.
Lyndon wasn't phased. That's good. It's good in life not to be phased. I mean, there are something that are of concern, but to be phased, you have to have a special inbuilt character.
Yeah.
Life has its challenges, you see,
Yeah.
and you have to
of
learn to
course.
surmount those challenges and to develop a strong character.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You teach your children.
You can be flawed and phased. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, emotions is a gripping thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, one never know how you would react when an emotional scene comes up.
Mm-hmm.
So emotions can really kind of block everything, and you don't know how you behave in an emotional scene. But if something is not emotional and it's just shocking or so, you need to stand your grounds
Mm-hmm.
and be strong.
That's right. What about St. Vincent now? Your grandparents were from there. We've had
Yes.
wonderful holidays there.
You boys in Vincent, I would say, is one of the most beautiful islands,
Mm-hmm.
with no bias. With no bias. It is I have never been to Dominica, but Dominica, they say, is also untouched,
Mm-hmm.
But St. Vincent, going through those mountains, I mean, what we have in Trinidad here is really joke mountain, eh?
Well, we're proud of the hills.
Yes, I mean,
Compared to Jamaica and Dominica and St. Vincent, they really have
Yeah.
the heights. Eh?
yeah, but Trinidad is very beautiful. But Venice, St. Vincent, it is so precipitous,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be driving through a very narrow road, and it's like the precipice down there.
Mm. But scenic, eh?
Scenic, very, very scenic, because you're high up and you're looking down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's very beautiful. It's natural, very natural. Yeah.
All right, our love map is going to take us clean up to the Caribbean. What about Venice now?
How romantic! How romantic being on that gondola and getting the songs from the other gondola.
Yes. Volare e cantare. Oh, let's fly away to the sun. You remember that?
Yeah, man.
You wanted me to pay for this guy, for this fan to sing, right?
And then we realized we right up.
And then we were stuck in a traffic jam on the in the waterways, right? And right next to us, this guy had paid for that man to sing, so we were enjoying that.
Treating you already like a freakness.
Oh gosh, Trinity was right in line for freedom, for free things.
Yeah, man. Our love map has really taken us many places. And you know,
Well,
Lancy,
let's jump back to Jamaica. I was looking at us climbing Dunn's River Falls,
yes, that was on our 25th anniversary.
25th, eh?
That was 27 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah, but we have been back other times.
yes,
But the very first time was on our 25th anniversary.
Dunn's River Falls, eh?
Dunn's River
Having jerk pork and jerk chicken
Yes,
on the
and-
way to Mandeville.
Yeah. And then that Rick's Cafe where you could dive off.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wasn't jumping or diving, but Lyndon jumped in.
But at another visit.
Another visit. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, man. Some
Yes.
beautiful experience in travels. Very, very beautiful. And
Okay, let's. A lot of people may not have the means to travel as far as we have had traveled. Okay, but let's go back to Trinidad. You know, let's jump right back into our island. Go into a place called Beach, where your uncle lived at one time, and you have cousins up there, and that's quite a beautiful drive. You know.
yes, but you know, it is beautiful when you have family all over the island. That when you journey, you know there's going to be, apart from enjoying the drive, you are going to be meeting with your loved ones.
Or you have good friends who are precious to
Right.
you, right?
Yes, yes. But I don't think that people would just say, okay, let's go to beach, just like that.
Mm.
But if
But
they're
people who
going to
want to,
visit a friend,
but they want to, people should be exploring their own country.
yeah. But people have a lot of fear now in this country, Lancy.
Ah,
Yeah. And here now, we don't realize, but there are people who tell you how scared they are, and they'd rather stay home than go out, you know.
yeah, that's true.
They'll tell you that. And I'm talking about younger people than us.
Yeah.
They tell you it's not safe out there. You know what I mean? And you will think, well, you're talking about the night. But people tell you, I don't go to the beach again. It's too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that people will hardly know their country now because of all the fear of not wanting to go anywhere.
But so then we have to be very grateful to the YouTubers who are going out there.
Oh yeah, I
Bushman
think
and,
sometimes
you
for the
know.
first time people see certain places. You know?
Yes, Bushman and you know, different ones who will go out there.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, there are a lot
So
of
they're
young fellas who
bringing
are
it right
going out
into your
and
living
and they're
room for you.
hiking, yeah. They bring it in there.
yeah.
And they're showing you what a beautiful country we
Yeah,
have.
but Trinidad is very beautiful. Cora is a beautiful
Cora
place.
Lopino is great. Driving up into the Maracas and Joseph, it's lovely.
All the northern range, huh?
Yeah, the northern range. So beautiful it was when we were coming from Tobago.
Yeah,
How the shoreline looked beautiful, eh?
yeah.
The hills.
Yes, knowing your country is very good. But as I say, I think now people are very skeptical
Yes.
about leaving home. But I still love to go driving to places that I haven't been for a long time.
Well, Louise, I think we ought to give people a chance now to sit down, couples to sit down and to explore their love map and see how it took them over the years and to arrive at a good place that, you know,
Revisit the map
revisit the map,
and revisit the places.
revisit the places, the experiences, you know, the little things that brought you joy. That's what you need to do.
That's
That's
right.
and I have really enjoyed, you know, this map. We started on the tour of the island. We started on this wonderful tour of the island. Oh my. But it's coming along nicely. So my dear friends, thank you very much for being patient with us. We have revisited our love map. And I'm
Yes.
sure that there are others out there who have a good story to tell.
And I would like to say it was so lovely to have met Florence Kalicharan after more than a year of, hailing out and reading your beautiful comments and encouraging. It was really nice to have met you, Florence. Very, very nice. And it was lovely to be with Azisha and to have met her. And we'd like to hail out to Lydia, our good friend. Also, Wilma White. We still have to come and visit you, Wilma. Sometime. That's a lovely drive up to where you live, so we will come visit you sometime. So you take care, Wilma, of yourself. And of course, we would like to say
Okay, my friends, well, Louis has a
Hello.
call here, so we got to get off the air now. And
good man, where you all are.
so thank you very much for everything and, you know,
Okay,
revisit
very-
your love map and, you know,
Okay.
enjoy it.
By Sags. Okay, great. Traffic already. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, of course, you're right into the traffic. Yeah, we went down to
Okay, my
down
friends,
to
so
Port of Spain.
all the best to you all.
Okay, darling, take care. Yeah, okay, good. Very nice. Bye-bye.
Okay, Louise, girl. I guess that's your daughter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we would like to say hello to Dinesh and Videsh. Dinesh
Vidya.
and Vidya. Lyndon and Kim.
Don't
So,
forget your grandchildren.
and all our lovely grandchildren, Haley and Anna, Suri, Sadie and Sydney, and
Brandon and Zach.
Brandon and Zach. We would also like to say hello to Michael Sobrano. Thank you for the beautiful song that you sang today.
Yeah, and all those who sang today made that chat very viable,
Yes.
enjoyable, viable,
Very
precious. It was something that I myself really was touched.
Yes,
I was really touched by everything that came out of it.
yes, and the moderators also, who are so very kind and helpful. On behalf of Lasana, as his parents, we say thank you, Judy T, Jen,
Susie, Allison,
Susie.
the works. And every time you people comment, I can't remember names, but I tell you, I just indicate that we appreciate you very much. So
Yes.
once again, thank you for
And
everything.
love to Shanta and Tony. Hope you all are enjoying beautiful Trinidad.
Yes, and I want to say a special hello to Raj and Indira of Urupoon. So my friends, only take good care.
And Bimpy Indra.
And Navin of Wellington Gardens.
Yes.
And all your cousins in Erin
Yes. And Ann and Beach too.
and in Beach.
Yes.
And your family in Ikakas. You've got a big family down there, you know.
Yes, man. I can't even remember their names for so much. Okay, all the best. Love you guys.